Hello everyone, this is Drone FPV in review, and today I'm gonna bring back the How to Fly Quadcopter series for beginners, simply because I forgot one of the most important parts of advanced quadcopter flying, FPV. Now, today I'm gonna be flying my camera FPV drone combo. I've used it for quite a lot of other videos. See it like sitting right out there. And it's 5.8 gigahertz FPV, real FPV, not phone or anything like that. And I'm going to be teaching you, beginners, how to really fly FPV and start off. Now, before I take off, I want to say start with a rate you're comfortable on, one that you know you won't crash on, and that you really shouldn't be doing this in a backyard like I am, because it's a very small confined space, and if you crash, you might get lost somewhere in the trees, bushes, whatever. You should really be doing this at a park, but since it just rained a couple of days ago for me, that's not really a good idea. So let's take off on rate 2. Now, I don't know if you can see my actual FPV screen, because before I took a few recordings, it was on a much sunnier day and you couldn't see it. But now it's a bit darker, so you can. Let's see, quadcopter is nice and hovering out there. So what you're going to want to do, starting FPV, bring it in close, and you're going to kind of want to get used to just going forward and backward with FPV. Of course, don't use goggles. When you're just starting, keep your eyes on the quadcopter, keep your eyes on the FPV, know your surroundings, so you can easily get it done. Now, as you do this, see I'm just going back and forth here. As you do this enough, you're going to be able to do it solely by looking at the FPV screen, since the main component here is knowing what's around the drone. When you've done that a bit, what you're going to do next is maybe do a little side to side. Apply some roll. Oh, almost hit the wire there. And of course, you're going to have to manage your elevation, your altitude. As you can see through the FPV screen, it's pretty explosive, you may say, flight. Now, do that until you, again, get comfortable with it. And since I've already practiced this quite a bit, I know how to do it, especially in this area. Then what you're going to want to do is maybe try some throttle. What you're going to want to do is, of course, starting out, just look at the quadcopter, kind of get used to going straight up and down. And then you're just going to kind of want to gradually switch over to the FPV. And see, I'm just going straight up, straight down. Now on the FPV screen. See that? Just like that. Just make sure it doesn't get too far away from you there. Now, those are basically the ways that you learn FPV. Of course, you've also got your yaw, which looks like that. Of course, the FPV screen is gonna look quite sickening, just doing the yaw like that, so just make sure not to do it too much. And another thing you may want to do is kind of just do some nice turns with the FPV. Just make sure it's nice and slow. Just gradually switch to the FPV. Make sure you're doing this on a relatively cheap quadcopter at first, because, you know, you might accidentally crash or something. Of course, what you're going to want to do is flip it around so the controls are inverted. See me right there, piloting the quadcopter. My FPV screen. Looking up at the quadcopter now, we're still a good battery level, and I'm going to bring it back in. So, that video was basically quick how-to on FPV flying. So with that said, this is Drone FPV in Review. Hope you enjoyed the video.